Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm going to be reacting to what is the ethical authority of Hinduism. Now, I read this, I thought about it a little bit. I am not sure what the question is asking. What do you mean by ethical authority? I have no idea. Ethical authority, what do you mean? Does Hinduism have an authority? I've never thought of that as, like Hinduism having an authority. Now you're talking about ethical authority. Anyways, let's give this video a shot. I'm confused about the question. Maybe if I hear the answer, I'll understand. I hope. Ethical authority. It's really weird. I guess I would ask, what do you mean ethical authority? So I can try to answer the question.
Yes, in fact, this idea of hierarchy is creating tension. Because when you have prescriptive religion with prescriptive ideas regarding the hierarchy that you need to adopt, it also produces, if you like, friction that we notice. Majority of youngsters that I come across do not wish to subscribe to religion because it is too prescriptive. They said you must listen to him, listen to that. What is the Hindu take? Where is the authority? And how do you judge? The Hindus say the source of authority for spiritual matters are those individuals, not some scripture, those individuals who talk about religion from first an encounter. You may think, oh, they lived 1,000 years. No. In this modern world, I come across human beings who say, Jay, I had this wonderful, marvelous experience where I felt one with the whole creation. I said, my friend, you touched base with the spirit. So the idea is always the first source of authority, if you are more serious about spirituality, is to go to somebody who says religion is a matter of experience for me, not belief, not book learning. This is the source of authority. Individuals who talk about religion, who don't say, I know about God, they say, I know God. There are people like that. So don't think they only lived thousands of years ago. Why? That means spirituality is not a universal phenomenon. It only exists during a golden period. It is all the time here. And I meet people today that are charged up. They've had this glimpse and they're charged up. Let me also say very frankly, the reason why I come to this group repeatedly is because I find that a lot of people involved with this particular organization are already charged up. They've had a glimpse, and that's why they are kind of caught up in this phenomena, and that's why they run this kind of organization.
I will say though, obviously the scriptures are meant to guide us in that direction. I'd say prescribing to a religion is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just more along the lines, does it align with your values? Do you feel that what is teaching you is right for you? Because, obviously there's many different religions out there. Which one's the right one? Well, that's all a matter of opinion. But it could be also a matter of your personal preference. Kind of weird to say. It's like a buffet, just pick whatever, that you want. But that's the reason why I kind of like Hinduism a bit. Is because it's not just religion, it's also philosophy as well, a way of life. And if so you choose a religion as, like, this religion really suits and fits me, then by all means follow it. But again, I will always say this: is do not force your religion or any ideas that you have on anyone. Discuss it with them for sure, but do not force it. That applies to philosophy, religion, and just your beliefs in general, because it's a belief, not a real fact in reality. And mind you, just because it's a belief doesn't mean it doesn't work for people. Obviously, there are people out there who genuinely believe in God or Jesus or Allah or Buddha or Shiva and all of these things, and they felt a connection there. Now, their experiences are very much valid. If they genuinely experienced it and felt it, obviously people can say, "Yeah, I felt this religion or this God," and really didn't. But then there are people out there who believe they have. Again, I can't say for sure, but you just don't lie to yourself, basically. So again, and the fact that, again, the scriptures, all these things from different religions are meant to kind of, it's like a excuse me, like a rule book, but also a way to hopefully guide you in the right direction to that specific path.
So I have nothing but highest praises for those individuals who say spirituality is a matter of experience for me, not book learning, not intellectual gymnastics. Number one. If you fail to do that, where is the authority, this gentleman is asking? The second best place is only read about people who had spiritual experience, whether it's Christ or whichever prophet you like to believe in, and look at their utterances. We are talking about their spiritual experience rather than say kind of more prescriptive ideas of how to practice and rituals and the narrative. So focus on the teaching, the spiritual teachings of those masters who touch base with the spirit. That's the second best authority. What about, say, a hierarchy of, say, Pope and Church? And Hinduism doesn't have that. It says the source of authority are those individuals who say religion is a matter of experience, ancient and modern, men and women. And we have them. This is the openness of the system. But we are also, I must be very, very clear with you, because Hinduism is an open system, it is open to abuse. And there are moments for every one genuine spiritual giant, like the one that inspires me is called Vivekananda. You get 1,000 charlatans with orange robes and, of course, orange jackets who are dangerous. Watch out. So they are out for their own personal benefit, so watch out. Because, the Western world is very gullible and they say, we love the spirituality idea. 99% are suspect. Be very choosy. Be very choosy. Because I've seen all these gurus and turning and, Rolex watches and traveling first class, they're real suspect. People are genuine. I'll give you one example. A gentleman called Ramana Maharshi, who lived in South India until 1950. Look at his life. He had one piece of white cloth, lived in a cave, could be bothered about sectarian movements or drum beating or building temples. You're spiritually enlightened. You go near him and your hair will stand up or fall out, as in my case. So this is if you like the genuine ones. So suss out the genuine ones. And the genuine ones are not interested in other materials. This is the source of authority. Genuine people, not necessarily Hindu, can be from any tradition. You may find Sufi mystics, you may find Christian mystics. Good for you. That's the source of authority.
Interesting. Basically, I wonder what he would say. Like, I do remember when I was watching Osho videos. I believe Osho, one of the newscasters interview, I believe, said essentially he had enough Rolls Royce vehicles that he would drive one a week. He can drive one Rolls Royce a week, so it has like over 52 or over 52 Rolls Royce vehicles. And he was asking, why do you have so many? And I know, again, with the very few videos that I watch of him, at least from those videos, my experience with him is the fact that he enjoys the luxuries of life. The way I've always interpreted that, though, was the sheer fact that, there's nothing wrong with enjoying life. So long as you're not forcing anyone. Um, so, what I say? If you're successful in life, if you're genuine in life, and you make a lot of money in life, then there's nothing wrong with enjoying that part of life. This is the thing that I've said, and I do believe to remain true is the fact that just the only issue about life is the suffering part of it, not the enjoyment part. So long as you're not suffering from life, you're doing it right. So that means you're enjoying life, or at least you're content with life. So if you're sitting there buying all these things, jacuzzi boats, wait, like I don't know, yachts and limos and whatnot. So long as you don't suffer from them, then you're living life right. So that whether that you're buying 150 bedroom mansions or living in a cave, as long as you're not suffering from life, then you're doing it right. But I guess the real test would be if that all was removed from you. Do you suffer then? And if you do, then you weren't living it right. Because again, the sheer fact that if you suffer life, then you're not doing it right. So if all these luxury items are just keeping you happy because you keep buying them, then you're not really, in a sense, I guess, I want to say you're not enlightened, because buying stuff doesn't make you enlightened. But at least you're not, I don't know, it's a step down from enlightened, like I guess content in life. So if you're really, if your suffering is the same as when you were very, very rich or very, very poor, which is zero suffering. If you were rich, you don't suffer, and then the next day you're extremely poor in poverty and you're not suffering, then you're genuine at that point, because it's you understand that the items that you receive are not, how to say, you understand that it's temporary happiness and that you don't suffer from those items. Again, it's kind of, I guess, a little bit hard to say, but I hope you understand what I mean by not suffering. I guess I'll tone it down a little bit in terms of, imagine you bought a cell phone. I guess that's something that's everyone can understand, right? You bought a brand new cell phone. You're like really, really happy. All of a sudden, it's not working the way you like. Like there's a lot of bugs and a lot of problems, and now you're suffering. It's like, oh my god, I spent so much money on this cell phone, and now it's not working right, and I'm having all these problems. This sucks. I hate it. You're suffering because of it. Now, if you bought the cell phone, and that's what I mean by you shouldn't be suffering from the things you buy. But now, if, imagine this scenario where it's the same thing. You bought the cell phone. It's like, oh man, it's not working like it should. That kind of sucks. I'll see if I can get it repaired, or maybe I have to buy a new one. Maybe I have to do without a cell phone for a while. Like if you have that kind of attitude, then you're not suffering from your decisions. You're not suffering from that cell phone. Versus the first example, you are suffering from the cell phone because you you wanted something out of it. I guess is the right word. Which is something they say here too. Is about not having attachment to the results, having no attachment to the results. So your hard work and labor went into buying that cell phone. You expected the results. The results are not what you expected. You suffer. You bought this. You went hard work and labor. You bought this cell phone. This cell phone's not working. It sucks, but you're not suffering from it. So that's example one and example two. But again, I say this, and I try to live like that, and I have been relatively successful. Not 100%, obviously. I still suffer from many things, but it's a work towards less suffering. That's my quote. Less suffering doesn't mean am I going to be enlightened? I doubt it. Am I going to have less suffering? Hopefully. Anyways, that's my reaction to what is the ethical authority of Hinduism. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, thumbs down, down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.